Okay, so, okay, we're here we go. So, we've gone over a bunch of vowel regexes, and by vowel regexes, what is, do you guys remember what this is called? When we make our own what? Two C's in a row. Our own character, not choice, character class. So anything that is in here will be looked for, right? So it will look for any vowel, uppercase or lowercase. What happens if we put the caret inside of the brackets?
It's the opposite.
It's the opposite, so anything that is not these. So this will find any number, any space, any consonant. It will not find vowels. Whereas this will only find vowels. If we got rid of these brackets, what would that make this? What would it then look for?
All those in that order.
It would look for that exactly. Yup, it would look for A-E-I-O-U lowercase and then A-E-I-O-U uppercase. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over what the caret does when not inside of a bracket. So, excuse me. What this looks for is, so if we do this, right, it's not inside of a bracket, and then we type hello. Begin regex, copy, paste. So hopefully that is correct. So it finds that. It finds hello if the string we're searching for starts with hello. If I were to put hey, hello world, it doesn't find anything. It's only if this whole string starts with this. It's just like, well, it's very similar to mo.starts with, oh no, it's not. Yeah. No. Let's do this. Let's do text equals, and make this text. You guys don't have to copy this down. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. So print, we should get false, because does this string start with hello? No, but it does if I get rid of hello and have capital H. It does start with capital H. And then we have the very opposite. So I'm going to comment that out, and you don't need just more info. This is similar to this. I'm so good at this sort of stuff. I'm kidding. Alright, so I'll comment that out. Now, let's do end regex. End regex. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. I need that. There we go. Begin regex, so we have end regex. So what we need is, instead of this caret, we put a $sign. So what would this work? What would this be good for? So why is it okay, or why should we care about whether or not an entire text can start with something or ends with something? So if I were to give you the Gettysburg Address, you'd be like, well, Gettysburg Address 77 years ago, all the way down to the ends of the earth. I think that's the last line. Like, that's one really, really long string. How do I look and see if there's any more good information? Because why would you want to know if something started with a certain string or ended with a certain string? Say that again, Adam?
Oh, I said I guess.
Oh, Brendan. Well, I'm asking can you think of a scenario? Yes, Stockton.
If we're like a letter, the last word would be like sincerely, whatever, so you can like say, oh, this is from this person. Something.
Okay, so searching an entire letter, yeah. If it, and you know, you want to check the last word to see if it's,
Like hi person or something.
right, okay. What else?
Use it like a .com and like .org.
Yeah, but what if I wanted to use it specifically with the Gettysburg Address?
You can do, make sure it's not like abbreviated or that.
If it's not abbreviated,
Can you verify that it was the Gettysburg Address based on when it starts with
I mean,
yeah, but as long as it started with 7 years ago and ends with to the ends of the earth or something like that, it would work.
yeah.
What would I do if I wanted to determine the number of sentences that ended with a period?
You can do R, colon, or an R apostrophe period. Dollar sign. Would that work? Wait.
Or maybe not periods, maybe it ends with a number. I want to know what sentence ends with a number. So we'll go through that in just a second. So our text here, the book says we want to see if something ends with a number. Right? So what this is saying is whatever we're looking for ends with a number. So instead of text, let's put your number is 42. So that'll work because that ends with what? A number 2. If I put a period here, I got nothing. It's not going to work. So it seems a little limited at the get-go, right? Because if I have the text of the Gettysburg Address, text of the Gettysburg Address. Oh wow, there's multiple copies. There are 5 known copies of the speech in Lincoln's handwriting, each with a slightly different text and named for the people who received them. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, from the earth is the last 3 words. Okay, so let's do this. So let's do that. Our text. Okay, so that is our text. Remember, what do the 3 lines do?
Make it like, or you can like format it however you want that, in the syntax.
Yeah, it's called a multi-line string. So it will print exactly how it is here. So if I wanted to determine how many sentences were in here, what would I do? I'm taking a string and I want to cut it up. Brendan?
Split it by the period and the spacing.
Let's do this.
Is it with there in?
Is it split or splice?
Split.
Split. And if we don't put anything in here, what happens? It splits it by what? Spaces. So then we'll do 4 element in text just to see what it does. Print element. So let's see what this does.
It's like a teleprompter. Going really fast.
Yeah. So
If you put a timer on it, you could actually. Wait, that's weird.
Import time.
you can import time sleep for 0.1 seconds.
4.7 years ago, I call this skip ass.
Anyway, so
It's so long.
that gives me the number of words basically. What would I do if I wanted to split it up by sentences? Brendan, you gave me 2 options. What was the other one?
Periods.
So if I just do a period,
Would that work?
well, it looks like,
It says the actual sentences.
How many sentences are in here?
They're very long sentences, that's
Maybe
why.
just one sentence. I think it'd be easier to split it up by like the dashes.
Yeah, they're,
Can you split like with and, or can you go like period and something?
What if we did period space? Probably get the same answer. And then we'll do print a new line just so we can make it easier.
Oh, this is like
So this is a really long sentence, according to our code.
Then I justify it by using like dashes and stuff.
We could split it up by dashes, but so this may not be the best way to figure out if a sentence ends with an exclamation point, because in order to split things up by sentences, you get rid of that. Remember when you split something, you get rid of what you're splitting by. Maddie?
You also do the find all for the period, and then that would put all of like the period instances in a list, and then you have the length of that list. And then
You could do it that way, yeah. That's another way, but let's, like, why is this period here? That's my question.
And why is it split up and we have whatever and there's no period?
I don't know.
Oh, it's supposed to be
Like, same with this one. I think that's because it's like in here. Alright, let me do this. I think I know exactly why that's happening.
Oh,
Now let's run and see if those disappear. Not that one, because that's the very last one.
but it's not multi-line text.
Doesn't need to be. Okay, so now they're all gone. But now what we can do is for each element, we can now determine what it ends with. So we can see, does this end with a 4-letter word? Does this end with a number? So what we'll do is we have our end regex here. And instead of searching, instead of printing, we are going to search this element. So we're going to copy this.
But that only will do the first one, right?
No.
Wait, what?
What do you mean it'll only do the first one?
For search?
No, it's going to cycle through each. This becomes the text, and then it checks it. It's in the for loop. Yeah. And then we're going to print. So when we run this, what's going to happen?
It's gonna cycle through every sentence.
It's going to break.
Search for, oh wait, why are you gonna search?
Oh, because I didn't print mo. Mo.group. Now it's going to break. So what do we do to code around this? Maddie, yep, try and accept. So we throw a try in here. We try looking for something, and if we get an accept, what error? Attribute error? Actually, no, we'll put that's fine. We'll do print regex not found in. What am I missing in this line right here? In line 69, what am I missing? Will, if you know, you can talk. What am I missing here?
Oh, yeah.
Formatted string, yep, I need the F. If I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna have a variable inside of brackets, inside of a string, I have to have the F up front. Alright, so regex not found in regex not found. Okay, let's not do that. Regex not found. Okay, so not a single sentence in the Gettysburg Address ends with a number.
Good.
Is there something you guys would like to see that it does end with?
An F.
A what?
Actually, no, a D.
If it ends with the letter D. So we will get rid of \D and let's see.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, it looks like 2 sentences did, so
Like, print down instead of.
let's see what sentence ends with. It is for us rather, there we go. So you can find any sentence that ends with the letter D. You can find any sentence anywhere. And this right here, this splitting up a text is really, really important for regexes. Because if I give you a 10,000 line list, or a 10,000 line document, and I say, find any sentence that ends with a phone number. Well, if you take that whole 10,000 line text by itself, it'll check the very last little bit of that 10,000 line, whereas if you split it up by sentence, can anyone see an issue with splitting it up by a period?
Give any other punctuation.
Any other punctuation, yeah. So for now, what we'll do is assume, and you could do a find all to see how many, you may even, what you could do is you could run it, split it by, actually what I would do is I would check and see how many question marks, I would see how many punctuations there are, and whatever has the least, I would split it by that. Then I would cycle through that list and split those by the next common punctuation, so probably exclamation point, and then I would split that by periods. And then you should have an element for every sentence. The only thing what would break that? What if the text didn't have any exclamation points? So you'd have to do a little bit of research, or you'd throw some try and excepts in there. Try splitting, if that doesn't, try this, if that doesn't work, split it by that, and that there's only periods in that sentence.
Can you do like text dot split period or exclamation mark?
Not that I know of. I think you have to, it splits by whatever is in
So you
here.
can't put like tubes in it?
What?
You can't put like tubes?
No. Pipes, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Not, I was like, tubes, what? I mean, we could try that. I mean, actually, I might try that, whatever. Anyway. Okay. Questions on dollar and caret signs? You guys understand when you would use them? Okay. I will comment all of this out. But again, this right here, splitting the text and then cycling through it, is huge when you're reading files. Because especially in like an Excel spreadsheet, you have each row can be its own element in a list. And then you can break that up into its own individual list. So being able to cut up file information from a file is really, really important and really useful. The wildcard character. So this is also really cool in like File Explorer. So let me just go to like my C drive or whatever, because users. Just go to app data, I guess. So if you type in star.py, this will find every blank.py. This will find every py file in that directory. That is a wildcard character, because it's not looking for anything specific. It's literally just anything.py. Does that make sense? So it's it's not going to find much in my system folder, so I'm just going to stop that. But let's see if I can find a quick type of file real quick. So let's look for a log file. So .log, let's go back one, and then we do star.log. This should find every log file that there is. So that one's a .log. So that wildcard, one, helps you find stuff. I've used that quite often. You're like, listen, I know I saved it. I know it's an Excel spreadsheet. I don't remember what it's called. I know it's somewhere in this directory, star.excel. And then in that whole thing. So with regexes, you can do that as well. Let's say we wanted to find every word that rhymes with cat. In a spreadsheet or a text, we want or you want to find every Well, you could throw swear words in there. That would be more of a pipe, though. No, you couldn't do that with a dot, because that's not gonna find stuff that rhymes with it. I was just seeing if you could write and censor stuff, but that would just be easier to have pipes instead of trying to do it with dots. But let's say we wanna find every word that rhymes with cat. That would be, so we're gonna do the @regex equals re.compile. What does re stand for? Yeah, regex or regular expression, yeah. That's annoying. re.compile. We wanna do .at.
Or like ATC too.
What?
Can you add like multiple, like, I don't know, like, is that possible? Like, can we do it too? Like, let's say it's pipes, right?
Yeah, let's get through this. I know what you're trying to do, but let's get through it this way. You're jumping ahead of me. So let's do @regex.findAll, because we want to find every word, not just one. So we're gonna do cat in the hat sat on the flat map. So print mo equals. Alright, so that's awesome. We have now found every word that rhymes with cat. Hat, cat, sat, lat, mat.
Wait, why is it lat?
Huh?
Why is it lat?
Why is it lat?
Does it only take the letter before it?
How many periods do I have there?
Oh, so you just add more?
I could, if I added another period,
You gotta put a question mark though.
now I have this. Now I have a space in front of everything. I do have flat, but I also have a space there.
Add like period, times 6, like, and then like question mark. So like, you know, like, how do you do this? Like, put in like parentheses, the form of each period. And then do like times 6 or something, or like a number.
Like that.
No, well, these are question marks on it, because then I want, sounds that way. No.
Maybe you have to put the question mark after the period.
No, I don't. I don't think you need that.
Cat, hot, sat, lie, sat.
Hmm.
There you go. That works.
Let's see. Oh, hang on. Hang on. It froze.
That'd be the star that we use.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh wait, if you do the stars, it's a light slip.
Alright, so let's go back to the original. This finds lat, but we don't know how many things are going to be here. So if we put a star, no,
Then it gives you the whole thing, because there can be however many
So, yeah, you don't want
before
to
it,
go
as
back
long
as
as
far
it
as.
ends with 8T.
and
So
it
if we added a
does.
word after math, it wouldn't find it though, right?
So what if we put, what is before every word that rhymes with cat?
One or two
Space.
letters.
Space.
No, no.
Cat in the hat sat on the flat mat.
Because there's a space in front of that whole sentence, and it also ends with 8T.
Yep. So how can we do this?
You can do ends with.
Let's start with what we know. We just needed to add flat. So, oh here, maybe if I put a, is there a period? Oh, if I put a period there, then what do we do here? We did space star. Nope, cause it just ignores that. How do we do this?
You can do the end with thing on at, and then do the space.
Say that again?
You can do the end with, thing after how we did that, but. You found stuff that ended with at. Wait, is that what we're doing right now? Never mind. I'm actually confused.
What if we put a plus? No, but I don't know. I think this might have broken it.
It's between the five.
I don't even think the book has an answer for this.
It's probably just impossible.
Yeah, that's so weird. They don't have an answer for this. Do you figure it out, Maddie?
I thought I have the book pulled up and it says like, to match an actual dot, escape the dot with a backslash, and then it's like backslash dot, it looks like.
Yeah, so if you do backslash dot, now it'll only find Matt.
Okay.
Because it includes the period.
Okay.
If you're looking for a period in a regex, you have to backslash it out.
Okay.
Basically, if you're looking for any symbol, you need to backslash it. So if you're looking for a $sign, you have to backslash the $sign because the $sign means something. If you want to backslash if you want to look for the asterisk, you got to have the backslash before it. How do we make this non-greedy? You guys remember?
You put a question mark, is it inside? Or maybe it's outside?
We're still getting that.
You got flat then. Oh, no.
We did get flat.
Oh, you got the spaces. Here you have it.
Yeah, but we also have this.
To make the spaces, can you like exclude something from it? Is there a way to say?
Well,
like,
we could very easily go \W.
what does that mean?
Oh,
What does that
I was
mean?
just trying to do it with the period.
No, but like, what does backslash W do?
Looks for anything that's a letter or a word.
Oh.
doesn't it also look for like numbers too? So it's kind of like anything.
If-
Could go in a word.
Nope.
Okay.
But if you do \W, that is anything that's not a letter.
It's not gonna work.
So this will be nothing. Oh, just add.
Wait, so it goes in order, so even though you said no. Sorry, wait a minute.
So, wildcard character will find anything before an AT, but nothing more. And then dot star. Okay, so then the last one. Okay, there's two more things, and then you guys can work on the homework. So this is, if you want to match everything, it's dot star. Because a dot stands for what? What can a period be? We just went over it. It's the wild card, meaning it can be anything. And then what does a star do?
Any number of times.
Any number of times, 0 or more. So, like the book says, if we do a name regex equals re.compile r first name, and then we want to find anyone's first name in here. So this is going to find any word, anything typed in between two spaces, in between first name, last name, or first name and that. So if we then do name regex dot find all, they have search, so we'll use search. If I could spell search. Yes, Stockton.
I'm already ran, stretching.
Oh.
Ours is like super sore. Like I'm trying to like straighten it out. I need to.
What'd you do?
Well, I would just like go see movies with my friends, and
Ah.
we're trying to make you do like heavy yourself. So,
Oh.
and I'm usually fine, but now I'm like, it's like super sore.
Second day soreness is terrible.
Yeah, the first day was fine. Like I was, but then.
Oh. So my name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Stolter. Wow, that was anticlimactic.
What? I get it.
I was trying to just like by hitting a bunch of keys at once, and I would just get like one or two letters. So we'll find anything in between there. Now the cool thing about this is, do I still have mo? Yeah. So mo.group, what's that going to print? Mo.group 1.
First names.
Yep. So we can make very quickly,
Wait, is that an index?
we can do first, it is not an index. Mo.group 1, last is mo.group 2. Print first, last. So instead of trying to figure out, well, this is a pretty easy way to get the first and last name of someone if you have a certain sort of format. The dot star uses greedy mode. Oh, okay. Now this last little bit, so we're gonna do a review and then we're gonna, yeah. And then I'll give you guys the homework. Yeah. So, you can, so if we did, whatever. Regex 1 doesn't really matter. re.compile. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do these little greater than, less than signs with dot star. And then mo is regex. Am I going too fast? Okay. Regex 1 dot search. Now I don't know where this quote comes from, and I don't necessarily like it, but to serve man for dinner. Print mo.group. So what is going to be displayed?
Oh,
Why'd you stop?
because there was the other greater.
But this stands for anything. So this is saying any number of anything in between two brackets.
Oh,
That's a bracket, and that, so it does the whole thing. So this is greedy.
So it's gonna take the bigger bracket.
It's going to take the bigger bracket if it can. This is non-greedy. How do we make something non-greedy?
one.
Yep, it's always a question mark, because we never know what we're going to get. Then we get to serve man. Now the reason it's here is because This is a way if there's not like, there's basically two things you can add a question mark to make it greedy or non-greedy. It's the wild star, it's the wild card, it's the dot star, and it's when we have brackets. If anything else, it looks for if it's there or not. It doesn't make it non-greedy, it just says, is the area code there or not? But if it's following a dot star or if it's following brackets, it will then look for the non-greedy version of whatever you're giving it. So the question mark has two very different actually, not very different, but two different roles depending on where it is. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. You can also use, so this is the last thing, and then you guys will get the homework, which I know you're just itching for. New lines with the dot character. So far, the only way we know how to get a new line is by using what? Do y'all remember? Backslash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, then there's two ways. No new.
Oh, yeah. And then you can also use triple quotes.
Is what?
Can't you also use triple quotes? And then just...
Nope. There's yes, but not for regexes. You guys remember? It's similar to. It's got a backslash in it.
Oh,
Backslash what?
no.
Backslash S. So if you're looking for any new line character, space, or tab, you do backslash S. Okay, this star.
Oh yeah, space characters.
What?
Like space characters?
Yeah, it's space characters. So we do serve the public trust /n. I thought whenever I had dot star, it matched everything.
Does a new line like mess it up?
The new line messes it up, yeah. So dot star does not find new lines. Could we make it if we did a question mark? Maybe. Nope, that broke it. Maybe if we did this, No. So the easy way is you add another parameter to your compiler, to your compile, and re.all. And what this does is it makes the period equal everything, including new lines. So that's the regex right there, is those 3 lines. Now we could real quick, if we got rid of that, let's see what happens if this is just a \t. Okay, so the period gets a dot \t, but it doesn't do the \n. So if you want your period to find anything, you have to add the re.all. And we're going to add 2 or 3 more of these. Everyone get that? Comments, questions, concerns? Cookies?
So we switched over from new line to using tab for the example.
Just for part of it, because I wanted you to see that there is a tab here, so the period works with the tab, but it doesn't work with a \n.
Alright.
So I'll actually get rid of this. Wait. Does that make sense? I think there's a blank. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? Lady, question. Do you people have any questions? Okay. So that'll be it for the video, at least for today / now. You guys got about 40 minutes left in class.